So in this video here, we're going to be doing an update on my very small Fundrise investment. Back in July of 2018, I learned about this real estate investing platform, and I was a little bit skeptical at first. There are some reasons that investors are a bit cautious with these crowdfunded real estate investing platforms. And so just to see, what would happen, I decided to put $1,000 into this account. And so I have now had this account open here for about 8 months. And I wanted to share with you guys a progress update, what has happened with this account. And I do plan on adding some more money to this account now that I have seen about half a year of progress with this account, and I have a better understanding of these crowdfunded real estate investing platforms. Now, I've done a lot of research on Fundrise. I have a very in-depth review I will link up down in the description below that talks a lot about Fundrise and what you need to understand as an investor. But the main 2 points that I think you need to know as a Fundrise investor is, number one, it is a long-term investment. Real estate is inherently a long-term and illiquid investment. That's going to be point number 2. And so you don't put money in Fundrise if you're going to want to take it out in a week or a month or a year. Fundrise is meant for people with a 5+ year time horizon, in my opinion. So if you're looking to be a long-term investor and you're looking to diversify assets away from the stock market, and you don't necessarily want to go out there and be a physical real estate investor, that is the niche that these crowdfunded real estate investing platforms fall into and kind of the need that they are capturing there. And then the second point I want to make here that you need to understand as an investor is that liquidity is not guaranteed. Your money is being invested in real estate projects. And so if all of a sudden you had a large investment in Fundrise and you said, okay, I want to cash out tomorrow, they cannot guarantee the fact that they can have liquidity and the ability to do that because your money is going into actual real estate projects. Now, a lot of people might be scared by that and saying, okay, if my money's tied up and I can't get immediate access to it, I don't want to be any part of that. And that is totally fine. It's certainly not the investment for you. But if you understand the fact that your money is being invested in real estate projects and it would take time to liquidate, a lot of people are understanding of that, and that may not be something that is a con for you when it comes to investing in Fundrise. That being said, it is an interesting way to get exposure to an asset class that was traditionally reserved to high net worth investors, and that is these private real estate investments. And looking at the returns over the past couple of years, they've had very promising returns. It's important to remember that past results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Even the returns that I've seen with my Fundrise investment or that they're showing on their website, they are not guaranteed in the future. And we are looking at returns here in a very hot real estate market. So the real test will be when we see a downturn with the real estate market and seeing what kind of returns Fundrise investors are seeing. That being said, let's jump into my computer here and take a look at my Fundrise investment. And if you guys do decide you want to learn more about Fundrise, I have the review article down below. And if you do want to sign up, I have an affiliate link in the description below. You guys don't have to use it if you don't want to, but it certainly helps me out, helps to support my channel, and allows me to make more videos like this. So here's the dashboard here for my Fundrise investment. My $1,000 investment in June of 2018 has grown to $1,048.70. So I've earned about a 5% return in that time period. I'm in the balanced investing plan, which is a combination of both growth and income. So it's both properties that are producing cash flow as well as equity investments in growth opportunities where they're trying to buy and fix up properties in areas that are seeing higher than average growth in terms of population. So as you can see here, with Fundrise, you are seeing regular growth in the account, and these jumps here are when dividends were paid. I've been paid 2 dividends, and the quarter 1 dividend should be coming up here relatively soon, which will probably push me into the 6 to 7% return category here since June of 2018. And so scrolling down here, you can see that if you take a look at the projects, it gives you an update on any projects that have been added to your portfolio. I get these emails on a regular basis as well. I'm currently invested in 129 active products. This right here is the rating in terms of the quality of that debt and the projected return from that. That gives you an idea of the risk-reward profile. And as you can see here, it is a 40% debt, 60% equity portfolio. So it's some properties that are producing cash flow, which is more like a dividend stock, and some equity investments in growth opportunities, which is like a growth stock. And then if you take a look here at the dividends, you can see that I earned a dividend. The first one was Q3 of 2018, a dividend of 10.16. And then on January 9th, actually I just recently earned a dividend, so the next one would probably be around April. So we recently had a dividend here on January 9th of 9.53. And so another thing to remember here is that dividends are not guaranteed with Fundrise, just like with the stock market. A lot of people think dividends are guaranteed, but companies can stop paying that dividend or restructure it at any point in time. We hope they continue to pay dividends, but it is never guaranteed. But so far, looking at my return here with Fundrise, it is very promising, and it's definitely something I'm personally going to be investing more money into. Now, if we jump over and take a look at the Fundrise website, we can take a look at the returns over the last 5 years. The company pretty much was formed around 2014, so that is the first year that you were able to invest. And so we do have a very limited amount of data here. Like I said, the real test will be when we see what Fundrise looks like over the course of 10 or 15 years, especially when we have a bad real estate market. But in 2014, it was a 12.25% return. 2015, 12.42%. And what's important to note here is that this return is net of fees. Fundrise collects a 1% management fee. It includes both an asset management fee and some other fee as well, but all in it's a 1% fee. This is the return after your Fundrise fees. So sometimes people will look at that and say, okay, yeah, you have a 12.25% return, but isn't it really 11.25? The answer is no. These returns are net of fees, and so this is what you earned as a return after Fundrise collected that 1% fee. 2016 was their worst year to date at 8.76, which is still a fantastic return. 2017 came in at 11.44, and 2018 at 9.11%. Now let's go ahead and answer the question that pretty much everybody is going to be asking. What was the return like for Fundrise here compared to the stock market if you look at the S&P 500? Well, as we know, 2017 was a fantastic year, and the returns from the stock market absolutely obliterated even as good as that 11.44% return was here with Fundrise. The stock market blew it out of the water. But in 2018, the return from Fundrise after fees was 9.11%. Meanwhile, the stock market had a loss of 6.59%. And so really, it beat the S&P 500 by about a 15% return, which is relatively substantial. Now, if you do include the fact that the S&P 500, those companies pay dividends, if you factor in those dividends, the S&P 500 returned a loss of 4.75%. But as you can see, in 2018, which is a very short amount of data, Fundrise significantly outpaced the S&P 500. Now, I'm definitely not saying that Fundrise is better than the stock market or the stock market is better than Fundrise. Each of these investments, I believe, has its own purpose. And my goal here is to not have all of my eggs in one basket and to be diversified across different asset classes. And that is why some people decide to invest in physical real estate or gold and silver or maybe peer-to-peer lending or even antiques, because they want to be investing in different asset classes that do different things at different times. Maybe in 2018, the stock market had a lousy return, but Fundrise had a pretty relatively good return here. And so you ultimately want to have different assets that are going to be moving in different ways at different times. And Fundrise could be one way of accomplishing that and getting exposure to, private real estate investments. And my return here with Fundrise, as you can see here, is about just under 5% so far over the last 8 months. And again, if you compare that to the S&P 500, it has outpaced the S&P 500. And it's also an investment that is very passive. I get my emails from Fundrise, once in a while when they add projects and when I get dividends. But other than that, it's definitely a very passive set it and forget it investment. And I do plan on adding some more money to this Fundrise account and seeing where this goes over the next couple of years. But anyways, guys, that is my update here on my small Fundrise investment. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you a Fundrise investor? What has your experience been? And if you guys have any specific questions, drop me a comment down below and I will do my best to answer. Like I said, if you guys want to open up a Fundrise account, the minimum investment is just $500. It's going to be the top link in the description below. That's an affiliate link. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but I certainly appreciate it as it does help me out and helps to support my channel. More comprehensive review of Fundrise is down below as well if you're interested. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.